Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for joining this webinar today. And today's topic is Dynamics 365 CRM, Release Wave 1 2026. What's new in Dynamics 365 CRM application? So we are doing this series of webinars this month, really talking about all the new stuff happening in this Wave 1 for Business Central, CRM as well as F&O, but this today's topic is focused on the CRM solution. So thank you very much once again for joining. Going to the next slide, I'll quickly introduce our team today. I'm Jai Tahasildar. I'm founder and managing director at Mercurius IT. We are a 21-year-old organization, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes. I won't really spend too much time talking about Mercurius. We want to focus on CRM. Of course, I'll hand that over to then Atush, my colleague, who's a director for our D365 CRM and Power Platform practice, and eventually to Shri Vaishnavi, who's our solution architecture consultant for Microsoft Dynamics 365 CRM solutions. You have our contact details there. Feel free to reach out to us anytime if you want to reach out. Yeah, going to the next slide, Shri. Yeah, a very quick corporate profile. As I mentioned, we started Mercurius IT here in Milton Keynes, which is our headquarters, in February 2005. And now we have 250 plus engagements for various Microsoft Dynamics customers, predominantly UK and Ireland. And that's where our customer base is mainly, but you see many dots around the globe, actually in 30 plus countries, and they are our customers, overseas group companies and subsidiaries where we have either rolled out the solution, implemented the solution, or we continue to support them in those countries. So we are actually able to cover almost 22 hours of support throughout the day in multiple time zones. And I'll talk about now on the next slide the solutions that we deliver. So mainly 4 solution pillars. Okay, before that, quickly, key credentials. We are Microsoft Dynamics partners, and you can see those certifications. We are ISO 27001 certified company. That gives you assurance about our capability on information security management processes. Of course, we are Cyber Essential Plus certified, and perhaps my favorite, for last 4 years in a row, 22 till 25, we've been Partner of the Year in our cohort with Companion as well. Yeah, that takes me to the next slide that would talk about Mercurius IT's solutions and services pillars. So top 4 are our solution pillars, predominantly 2 ERPs, F&O as well as Business Central. We also do one more ERP variation, which is called Boltrix, built on Business Central for third-party logistics industry. That's for warehouse, transport, and freight forwarding businesses. So that's the first pillar. The second pillar, today's topic really, Dynamics 365 CRM. So all things Dynamics 365 CRM covered under that particular solution pillar. Third one, which is really becoming more and more active and popular, is the Power Platform and Agentic solution, the AI Agentic solution. We would touch upon those things as we go along in today's webinar, but yeah, there are a lot of new developments that we are working with customer to identify the automation opportunities where we can develop and deploy the AI solution either standard out of the box or using the studio development capability. And of course, the fourth one, all things Microsoft Azure Cloud. Now, to support these 4 solution pillars, we have 4 services pillars. The first one, business consulting. That's when we engage with our customers to understand their business challenges, their implementation requirements, new module or customization or CR requirement, and do that consulting part. The second part is as and when required, when there is a gap between your requirement, your customer process requirement, and Microsoft standard solution, we then develop the solution, and we also deploy a number of those solutions through Microsoft's marketplace. So we are able to actually sell a number of our solutions worldwide using Microsoft Marketplace route. Third one is really majority of existing customers use MaxCare support service, which is our business as usual support service. Whenever you have any issue, whenever you face any problem, if you have a query, you log a ticket and our consultants actually respond to those queries in a time-bound manner. And then the fourth one, complete managed service, where customers actually come to us not just for application supports, but for their infrastructure support, all-inclusive solution as well. So that's really a very quick update on our solutions and services pillars. Many of you are already using our services. So let's move on to really now today's topic. Next slide, please, Sri. And that's really overview of what Dynamics 365 product suite offers to you. And that includes, of course, Business Central as an ERP for mid-market, finance and supply chain, and project operations, really another ERP for the large enterprises. And everything else that you see on this wagon wheel really are Dynamics 365 CRM solutions. That's your sales, customer insight, which is really nothing but marketing, customer service, which is what typically we also use when you log tickets as really your customer service requirement. Contact center, when you need a back office call center type functionality, and that's really the contact center functionality coming out with a lot of new stuff. Field service, when you have engineers and vans out there in the field really supporting your customers with their installation and commissioning, of course. And then the last one, of course, the HR solution. That's something, of course, is a solution that some of our customers are using. In case if you're interested, you can always reach out to us. So with that background, I'll just hand over to our CRM practice head, Atush, and then subsequently our consultant Sri to walk you through the entire solution changes that Microsoft is offering through this wave one. Over to you, Atush. Thank you.
Yeah, hi. So yeah, as Jay was saying, we are actually going through a series of webinars for Wave 1 release that is happening in April. Most of you are actually aware that CRM or maybe Dynamics 365 is released as a two set updates, which are called Wave 1 and Wave 2. In Wave 1, Microsoft is targeting the AI and Copilot capabilities across these CRM tools that you see on your screen. It's sales, insight, which is marketing, customer service, field service, and project operations. So the main emphasis of this wave one is the AI adoption. And in this wave one, actually, you can see that there are a lot of features that are going to be released. Some of them are like shadow mode and simulation capabilities, which will allow the organizations to basically test your AI models before making them live. So because AI can make mistakes, it can gather incorrect information. So these modes would actually try to basically allow you to test it and then make sure that once you are confident, you can then safely adopt AI while maintaining control and minimizing the risks. Additionally, AI would be becoming part of the customer insights, which is basically the AI integrated built-in reports, which will give you more unified view of your customer data, delivering personalized experience and improving engagement across marketing, sales, and service functions. So overall, the goal for this release is to just not add new features, but to basically make CRM more intelligent, proactive, and maybe aligned to the real business needs. So in today's session, we'll walk you through some of these key features and maybe talk about some of the scenarios as well, which we have encountered in our current customer base as well. So with that, I'll now pass it on to Vaishnavi, who will take you through the agenda and the relevant examples that we have seen. Over to you, Vaishnavi.
Yeah, thank you, Atish. Hi, everyone. So, as Atush and Jay already mentioned, I'm Vaishnavi and I'm working here as the 365 CRM functional consultant. And I have been involved in multiple CRM implementations as well as the enhancements across different modules like sales, customer service, and the field services. In today's session, I'll walk you through the new features which are coming in the release wave 1 this year, and I'll also try to connect them with the real world scenarios so that you can understand not just what the feature is, but how actually it helps in the day to day work. Okay. So, just to quickly set the context, we'll be covering the new features across these different modules like sales, customer insights, customer service, field service, project operations. And at the end, we'll have a Q&A session where I'll take some of your questions. Moving to our first module, it is sales. And the first feature which we are going to discuss in sales is automate lead qualification with AI sales agent. So this feature is about the sales qualification agent. This agent helps us by analyzing and then qualifying the leads. It has basically two modes. One is the research only mode, in which it understands the intent in the background, and the other mode is research and engage mode, in which it interacts with the leads and gains more context about the lead. So naturally, by the time a lead reaches the salesperson, it's already becomes more meaningful. Okay. Uh, Apart from the sales qualification agent, we have two more agents in sales module. Those are sales research agent and the sales close agent, which are very much useful in the overall sales lead lifecycle. What sales research agent will do is it helps the sellers to prepare better by bringing all the key insights into one place. And the sales close agent will help us move the deals faster by identifying the risk, and it will also suggest the next steps. So overall, this will shift the sales from just managing the leads to focusing on the intent and also improving the conversations. It will also help us in closing the deals more effectively. So we have seen a similar situation within our one of our clients, where the sales team were spending a lot of time on the unqualified leads. Generally, in many organizations, the real challenge is not just generating the leads; it is actually understanding the intent behind them. For example, few leads may be just exploring, those who are not very interested in the deal, but while the others are ready to move forward. But it is not always very easy to differentiate which leads are just exploring and which leads are really interested. So here the sales qualification agent will come into the picture. This agent will help us by engaging with all the leads and then analyzing their responses to understand the level of intent. Okay. So based on this, it qualifies the leads, and it will also ensure that the sales team only focus on those leads which are having the higher intent, and this will further improve the conversion rates and overall increases the sales efficiency. Let's move on to the second feature, which we are going to look in the sales module. It is improve opportunity context with AI-based data enrichment. So this feature is about automatically keeping our opportunity data updated using the AI. Right now, what happens is a lot of the deal related information is spread across various channels like emails, meetings, or chats. And the users may often forget to update the CRM manually. So, with the help of this feature, what the AI will do is the AI will scan all the interactions in the background. It will identify the key details like the budget, timelines, or the decision makers, and then it will suggest the updates directly into the opportunity. And there is one more option. We can choose whether these updates should be automatic or we need any prior approval for these updates. So honestly, uh, instead of depending on the users to manually update everything, the system itself becomes proactive with the help of AI. It continuously monitors the interactions and ensures that our pipeline reflects only the real situation. Okay. Uh, we have encountered a situation wherein our customer shared the budget details over an email. Okay, then what we have done earlier is one of the sales representative from our team has to read it, but due to the workload or any other things, he might have forgotten to update the CRM. Now, what CRM will show, it will show only the missing data or the incorrect data. But with the help of this feature, with the help of AI, it will detect the budget information, and it will suggest the updates directly to the opportunity record. So basically, we can avoid any dependency on the manual entry or the memory, and our data also stays very accurate with this. And we have faced another similar kind of situation wherein the deal timelines were changed, but the CRM was not updated on time. Okay. Now, with the help of AI, it would detect the timeline changes from all the interactions, and then it will suggest updating the close date. So basically, our pipeline will only reflect the reality. Right? Next, moving on to the next feature in sales module, uh, we have close deals faster with AI-powered opportunity summaries in the sales agent. So this feature is one of the huge productivity booster, honestly, because instead of going through all the emails, notes, activities, and multiple screens, the AI provides a complete summary. It will provide the complete summary of the opportunity. It will include all the details like the current status of the deals, the key highlights, the risks, and also the next steps. So, whenever we open any opportunity record, we can instantly understand what is happening inside it without digging through multiple records. And then it will lead to less time spent on the understanding and more time can be spent on real action. Uh, so this is something we have observed internally as well. When a new sales representative or any new onboard joins the team, then earlier they would spend like so much time going through all the history and trying to understand the deal, right? Now, with the help of AI, the AI will give us all the summary at one place, and then we get the sales representatives or the new onboards can become much more productive from the day one. So this will improve the onboarding significantly. And instead of like troubling the new users with all the data at once, the system will simplify everything into the clear insights. So there will be better confidence, the faster ramp up of the onboards, and the improved performance from day one itself. Yeah. Moving on to the use case, we have seen this quite often in our enterprise projects as well, wherein uh, there is a deal with having the multiple stakeholders. So in these kind of deals, the updates are expected to be coming from various channels like emails, calls, meetings, and from multiple stakeholders will get the updates. So earlier it was very hard to track everything and it was very easy also to miss the blockers. Now with the help of AI, the AI will summarize all the interactions. It will highlight the key issues and the next steps. So the decision making also becomes much faster. So this is especially valuable in the deals where the communication is like literally fragmented. So the AI can act as a intelligent layer. It will bring together everything as a meaningful summary to us. Let's move on to the next module in CRM. It is customer insights. We will be discussing two features in customer insights module. The first feature which we are going to talk about is increase agent accuracy by grounding the agent in customer insights. So basically, this feature improves the AI accuracy by using the unified customer data. Instead of working on the partial info, the AI now has the complete customer profiles from multiple sources. So what this means is we'll have better predictions like the lifetime value of the deal, and we'll get more personalized engagement. So instead of the generic communication, we'll get highly targeted interactions and yeah, this will help both the marketing as well as the sales teams to align in a better way on the customer understanding. Okay. Next, coming to the use case, this is actually very similar to what we have seen in our clients. So there is a travel company. Earlier, what was happening is they were sending out the campaign details to all the customers, like same campaign to all the customers, like the same offers, same recommendations. because they didn't have any like complete picture of the customer data at one place. And naturally, the engagement was very low because not everyone is interested in the same kind of deal, right? Now, with the help of this feature in the customer insights, what will happen is all the customer data from different sources gets unified into a single profile, and the system will also understand the things like past travel preferences of the customer, the booking history which they have done, and the customer's interest. And based on all this, it sends the personalized offers. So basically, instead of the generic campaigns, you now have the targeted communication. This will eventually lead to the better engagement and also the higher conversion. Let's move on to the next feature in Customer Insights module. It is boost engagement with Copilot powered conversational text messages. Okay. So earlier, we have the SMS campaigns, right? So earlier, these SMS campaigns were only one way. Now, with the help of this feature, the customers can reply and the Copilot can also respond back to them. This basically turns the whole SMS process into a two-way communication channel. So the customers can ask the questions and they can get the instant responses also. And if needed, if the agent if the AI is not understanding or it is beyond the scope for AI, then the conversations can be directly escalated to the humans. So there will be better engagement and better customer experience with the help of this feature. So let's say there is a tech company. It is running webinar campaigns, and earlier they were sending only the SMS invites, but it was completely a one-way communication. Okay. So if any customer had a question like the timing or the agenda or how do I register, am like or am I like what is the next step in the process like that, there was no easy way to get the quick responses. And because of that, many interested users just dropped out, and the registrations also might have stayed very low. Now, with the help of this conversational SMS, what happens is the customers can actually reply to the message and they can get the instant responses back from the AI. So if any customer asks the question like what is the timing of the webinar or how do I register or how to fill in this form like that, then they get an immediate response back from the AI. So basically, this feature will remove the friction in the process, and it will make it much easier for the customers to take the next action. And this will directly improve the engagement, and also it will increase the registrations. Yeah. Moving on to the next feature. Um, Here we'll be talking about customer service module, and the first feature here is use shadow mode for case management agent predictions. So this feature allows you to test the AI predictions on the real customer cases. Okay, it will not actually impact the customer experience. It will only predict based on the real customer cases. So here, with the help of this feature, what the AI will do is the AI will run in the background. It will analyze all the incoming cases, and it will predict different things like the case classification, the intent of the customer, and the resolution also. But it does not take any action in this case. This is like a really important feature in today's world because as AI is growing widely, one of the biggest concerns here with AI is what if it makes mistakes, right? Because the AI can also make mistakes, and like it is the huge concern for many of the customers. So instead of directly enabling the automation, the shadow mode will let us compare what the AI would have done versus what the human agent actually did in that particular scenario. So over the time, we can measure the accuracy, we can identify the gaps in the AI model, and we can also improve the model step by step. And so basically, it gives you a safer environment to validate the AI performance before trusting it completely in the production environment. So this will help us in a better way to understand the real intent uh, behind behind the cases, and the case resolution will also become easier. So there is something we have discussed with few clients. Uh, our clients were very hesitant to directly implement the AI because there are a lot of concerns about the what if the AI will make the mistake. So there were a lot of concerns about it. So they wanted to prior like automate the classification, but they were very much worried about the incorrect routing. Okay, so with the help of this new feature, with the shadow mode, the AI can predict the intent in the background, and the teams can also compare the predictions with the actual handling, like what the AI has predicted in this scenario, and what the actual human agent or what the actual human representative has done in this case. Basically, we can review its predictions, and we can improve the accuracy step by step, and we can only enable the automation when we are much confident about the AI. So this will reduce the risk significantly, and instead of experimenting directly on the customers, we can learn from the real data in a safer way. So it will lead to the better AI adoption and higher confidence also. And there will be like very less customer impacting errors in this case. Next, going to the second feature in the customer service module, we have simulate case resolution flows before the production. This is similar to the shadow mode feature, but in this feature, we'll be testing our entire case handling workflow before going to the live environment. So we can simulate the case routing, automated responses, and also the escalation path. Uh, to achieve all this, to simulate all this, we can either use the sample data or we can use the historical cases as well. So we can think of it as a testing sandbox for all the customer service processes. So instead of deploying directly into the production environment and then going into the production environment and fixing issues over there, we can validate everything beforehand. We can check the responses uh, accuracy. We can check the tone of the communication. We can also check the workflow logic. So basically, we will be eliminating the surprises before going to the live environment, before going to the production environment. So in our organization, we wanted to implement one of the automated refund handling process. So earlier, in order to achieve this, we had to test everything in a manual way, and there are always high risk of wrong responses going directly to the customers. Because of this, like there was many delays in handling this process. Now, with the help of this particular feature called simulate case resolution in customer service module, we can simulate the entire workflow, and we can identify the issues, and also we can fix them before the deployment itself. So basically, this will lead to the smooth and risk-free go live. So coming to the usage, it is especially useful for the organizations which are implementing the AI-driven service automation, because even the small errors in the responses can impact the customer's trust, right? So this feature ensures the quality, consistency, and overall confidence before the deployment. So we can test everything beforehand, and then we can move our changes to the production environment. Yeah. This is all about simulate case resolution flows and the features in customer service module. Let's move on to the next module. It is a field service, and here we'll be discussing two features in field service module. The first feature is optimize multiple resources with scheduling operations agent. Um, so the scheduling operations agent is like a boon to field service modules because this feature uses the AI in order to optimize the scheduling for multiple resources all at once. And instead of assigning the jobs one by one, to all the resources, to all the technicians, what the system will do is it will evaluate all the technicians. It considers different parameters like the travel time, availability, the priority, the skill of the technician, all these uh, features, and then it creates an optimized schedule. So basically, the scheduling part is very much complex and it is a time consuming task, especially when we have like multiple technicians, multiple jobs, and very tight SLAs. So instead of the manual effort, the AI can handle this complexity instantly, and it will also allow us the goal based optimization, like it will minimize the travel time, it will maximize the resource utilization, and basically the it will lead to the faster decisions and better efficiency. And coming to the use case, we have like very similar scenario which we have seen in the service-based clients in our organization. During the peak demand periods, like after a storm, after any like unlikely weather conditions, there will be a sudden spike in the service request. So earlier, what the dispatcher has to do is the dispatcher would manually assign all the jobs, and in assigning all the jobs manually, it would have taken like several hours for him to do if there are like more number of service requests. And then there is always a high chance of inefficiency. And whatever time spent on this reorganizing, rescheduling everything, this will be lost. So now, with the help of this scheduling operation agent, the AI can generate the optimized schedules instantly, and this will give us the faster response and the better service delivery as well. So this directly impacts the customer satisfaction, um, and because the faster scheduling means faster service, right? And it will lead to the better SLA compliance. Also, the dispatchers can focus more on the exceptions rather than just routing and replanning everything. They can focus on any exceptional cases. Yeah. Moving on to the next feature in the field service, it is move multiple bookings at once by offset or to a new resource. So basically, these are two new features in this wave which are introduced to the field service, but these are related to the multiple bookings. Okay, so this feature will solve a very common real life problem when something changes, like a technician is unavailable or a technician calls in sick. So instead of updating the bookings one by one and then rearranging everything, we can update all the bookings in bulk. Okay, we can also shift the bookings by a time offset, or we can also assign them to another resource or another technician. So basically, it will lead to the bulk rescheduling with only the minimal effort. This will eventually reduce the manual work, and it will also avoid the scheduling conflicts. Yeah, there is a very common situation in almost every organization. That is, a technician may have multiple bookings in a particular day, and suddenly the technician calls in sick. So earlier, the dispatcher has to reschedule everything, like reschedule all the bookings manually, and then it may lead to delays and it takes so much time to reschedule, right? So now with the help of this feature, all the bookings can be reassigned at once, and we can apply the minor adjustments as well, like moving all the bookings by 1 hour or 2 hours like that. And these minor adjustments can be applied automatically. So basically, the schedule will be restored very quickly without causing any disruption. So this feature is like huge time saver in the daily operations, because these kind of changes happen very frequently in any organization, and handling them manually is very inefficient. So this will lead to the better agility and very smoother operations also. Next, moving on to the next module, it is project operations. And here we'll be discussing about the feature called analyze project plans with multiple what if scenarios. So basically, this feature allows the project managers uh, to test different scenarios without actually impacting the project plan. So with the help of this feature, we can simulate the resource changes, the timeline adjustments, and the dependency shifts as well. Earlier what was happening is, all the project managers had to rely on Excel or any other external tools like that to test the scenarios. It was very time consuming, it was error prone, and it is disconnected from the actual system of work. But now, with the help of this feature, everything is built inside the Dynamics 365, and all the scenarios can be tested instantly, and they can be compared, putting them side by side. And it basically there will be like faster and more accurate planning with the help of this feature. So let's discuss one scenario. This scenario is something which we have observed in mostly all the projects. So when a key consultant becomes unavailable and the project is in the middle stage, okay, when a key consultant becomes unavailable in the middle of a project, okay, then earlier what the project manager has to do, he has to check the leave plan unavailability of the key consultant, and the project manager has to manually adjust the plan, and then there are many risks of errors, right? And it is very hard to compare any alternative approaches as well. But now, with the help of this particular feature in project operations, uh, we can um, we can test multiple scenarios instantly, and from those multiple scenarios, the best option can be selected. So basically, this will give the smarter decision making, and it will not impact the live plan also. And it will improve the project predictability and also reduces the risk in the project, because the decisions are no longer based on the assumptions, but they are based mostly on the test scenarios. So it will lead to the better planning, better execution, and very few surprises in the actual project. These were some of the features which we wanted to cover today. Now let's move on to the next slide. Yeah. Here we have listed down all the features which we have discussed till now, and we have mentioned the public preview of the features and also the general availability of each and every feature. Let's move on to the next slide. Yeah, Atush, you can take over.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. So yeah, in line with this series of Wave 1 webinars, our next one is actually on May 7th, which will focus on the F&SCM module, and that would be on May 7th. And if you are interested, you can simply join that as well, wherein we'll focus on, and it will, I believe it will also have some integration capabilities of with CRM as well, because that's also coming in. Dual write will be enhanced in the next wave one as well. So yeah, that's going to be a very exciting webinar as well. Next one, Ashnavi.
Yeah, let's see if there are any questions
Yeah,
we
you
can
can
take
check
on.
for questions. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there were quite a few and I've answered them, but if you can pick and
Mhm.
want to answer any more, then please do. So yeah, there is one more right now. Across all the features, how do we balance between trusting AI and relying on human judgment? Good question. It's basically will come from experience. As we are using it for first time, we recommend that do not trust AI blindly. Basically take all the information in, allow it to learn, and it learns basically on your experience, and it would basically give you replies based on the experience that you give it to him. So the more you use it, the more it learns, and the more it will be relevant to your queries and answers. So right now, as I personally are using Copilot AI a lot more, so it gives me all the information. I have allowed it to scan through my SharePoint directories and my OneDrive. So whenever I'm looking for some specific documentation, it basically gives me correct relevant results, and I get uh, it saves a lot of time basically. So right now I'm using it to get all the information that is relevant and then use that in the demos as well. So if you have seen my recent demos, there is one right after this webinar as well. Uh, it can read a lot of rough handwriting. You can just upload an image that your salesperson has taken, take that snap, upload that to the lead form, and the Copilot AI would simply capture all the information and place it in the correct fields. So I have trained it to use that, but you yourself might have a different scenario. So it depends on how you want to use it and how you want to trust it. So it would not be immediate. You need to give it, 2 to 3 months of usage, share information, and then you'll be able to get the information out of it. How do we ensure data stays within our LLM and it is not shared? Yeah. So when you are installing the Copilot AI especially, so it would basically be going through your data only, your structure that is available in your organization. Your IT team can actually help you design how and what information it has access to. For our organization, we have set the standards that it has access to the organization level data, and if I want, I can train my Copilot to basically browse my web as well, but I have not allowed it for now. It only browses my current data set, my current organization directory only. So it depends on the setting and security settings that your IT team has, and we can obviously help you in that. And maybe after this slide, we will share the contact details of our salesperson as well. You can get in touch with her, and maybe we can have one-to-one chat as well. No more questions as of now. So you can go on to the next slide and show the salesperson's email address. That would be more relevant now. If there are any more questions, I'll answer them. I'm reading them as such. Yeah. So you can actually get in touch with Ahmed and Shushma. And obviously you might have my email address as well. But just if you have any more questions about the webinar, any more feature that you would like to implement in your CRM, you can simply get in touch with our sales team, and we can basically connect on another meeting and take you through the new features, because completing all the features is not possible in this small 30-40 minutes of webinar. There is a lot that is coming in, and in this year's wave 1 and wave 2 will capture a lot of AI and Copilot capabilities, wherein these security concerns, etc., which are being questioned here, will get answered by Microsoft themselves. So yeah, that's the future, and we are all eager to basically get onto that bandwagon. Okay, with that, I cannot see any more questions. So Nupur, if we are all okay, we can now close the webinar.
Yes, thank you everyone.
Thank you. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.